Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Love You Show. I'm so excited to finally be back. It's been a couple of days, and if you're new to this channel, welcome. This is Andrew, my co-host, and I'm Ashley Nell Tipton, and this is the Love You Show, where we teach you the fundamentals about self-love, self-acceptance, and self-care. And if you're not subscribed yet to our channel, please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment below so that you can get notifications as soon as a new video comes out.
So this is something that Ashley and I have been working on for a good 3 years, and this coming Tuesday we're actually launching the channel.
Finally.
So to have a date and know that this is happening is really exciting.
But you guys will already be seeing this. This is our 7th video.
Yeah, 7.
I mean, this morning when I was thinking about what number video we're going to be on, and I just got to watch all of the videos one after another last night, it made me really, really excited to finally see what Andrew has had a vision for, and what I can finally see his vision be put together in this YouTube channel. And it just makes me excited because you probably have already seen all the videos and seen how valuable all this information is. And I love hearing all this information again because I'm just relearning every time I'm watching it.
And what we didn't know when we started
Yes.
was the life events that would happen as we continue to go through COVID. Weird to watch programs now and look, I look at them and go, wow, are we going to look back on this and think, wow, that was a really weird MTV Music Award show. Everybody had on masks.
Yeah, like you define things as pre-COVID or after. I mean, during COVID, we're still in this. It's just such a weird place to be, but we're learning.
And then the other life event, and going to follow up, was Ashley ending a 4-year relationship. So let's check in. How you doing?
I'm good. I mean, I just got back from visiting my sister in Montana. Got to be there for about 4 days and just kind of be by myself. And I mean, I was there with family, but not having to worry about anyone. Denim was at home.
Denim the puppy,
yes. So just being able to kind of tap out of my normal routine here and just really get to reflect on what it is that I want when I get back home and where I want my focus to be. And I came back home to a cleaned, rearranged room, which I'm very thankful from my roommate for doing that for me. So being able to come home and not be reminded by this person who once lived with me, it just finally felt like I'm in this different space, this different mindset, and it feels great right now.
Any feeling of loss? Or have you moved past that?
I'm moved past it. I'm very surprised how quickly I've moved past this. There's times where I do think about that person. There's times where I might start to tear up, but it's a weight that's lifted, to be honest. I just feel so much freer, and so, like, somebody asked me the other day, oh, what are you doing this weekend? And I want to automatically be like, hold on, let me check and see with who. Like, there's no one I need to check with if it's okay to go and hang out with. It's like I get to make decisions for myself. I get to do things, whatever I want to do. And I just feel like I honestly have my life back. And it sounds weird to say that, but it's the truth.
And we talked last week about those kind of breakups could either scar you or they can help you grow.
Oh, it's definitely helped me grow. Like, I'm so much more happier that I'm not in that relationship anymore. I can't believe that I allowed myself to stay that long and think that that's all that I could get. So now it's like I'm more focused on what's in front of me and what's to come and my business and my puppy Denim.
So when we go through pain, keep in mind that the fear that we have is imagined. and that the fear that we have about the future, now we're going to talk about a future relationship, it'll either be one that is imagined and has pain attached to it, or you can grow from it and create what you want. So 2 weeks ago, we talked about a situation in Ashley's life where she had imagined fear. And remember that imagined fear about the future comes from pain that you experienced in your life. So let's revisit a couple of those. So we talked about you going out without makeup.
Yes.
Where did that come from? That you had a fear of going out without makeup. Where did that come from?
That came from having acne as a teenager. My mom constantly picking at me for how bad my face would look. And then makeup made me feel good and allowed me to cover up the imperfections. And
did you get made fun of?
For my acne?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did. Or it was more of when I would look at pictures as myself as a teenager and see the imperfections on my face, and it made me cringe because I was only thinking about what other people would think about me, and I didn't like that.
And then another one that we talked about was you being Hispanic and white.
Yeah.
And that the fear around dating, where did that come from? Remember, the imagined fear comes from somewhere. It comes from something that happened to you in your life that created pain. Or in your head, you think it created pain. So your realization
that fear came from being picked on as a child for being half Hispanic and half white and not speaking Spanish. I remember as a kid, my family members would always pick on me and ask me if I knew how to speak Spanish, and I would try to speak Spanish, and then they would just make fun of me for how I pronounce certain words, and that just made me feel like I shouldn't even try anymore, like maybe I'm just more white, and that sounds so weird, but that's how I would think in my head, like maybe I'm more of this nationality than I am for this one because I don't know how to speak Spanish.
So imagine fear as compared to real fear, which is rare, comes from events that happened in your life that created pain, and then when you think about the future, you think it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
So if we look at the relationships, and one of the other items that you talked about a couple weeks ago was stability in a relationship versus changing the relationship, or security and wanting to stay in it because it felt more comfortable than the potential change. We didn't know that that change was going to come.
Yeah.
And it came. So now we have this opportunity to think about the future and to think about future relationships, primary relationships that you may want to have. And there's two ways now to approach them. We can be afraid that it's going to happen again in the future, or we can actually create the relationship that we want. If you think that that relationship is going to pan out the same way, you have fear of negative consequences, which means that when you imagine the future, you think it's going to pan out bad. When you think it's going to pan out bad, then your actions are designed to prevent that from happening. Those actions that you take are the actions that create it to happen again. For example, if you enter the next relationship from the pain body, afraid that it's going to happen again, you're going to do everything in your power to make sure it doesn't, which then includes monitoring his behavior, following him, looking for acknowledgement constantly, no trust. So now he has to earn your trust, on and on and on, because in your head, you have made up that next relationship is going to end based on what happened in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Following me?
Yes.
So then your actions will be designed to prevent it from happening. Those same actions will make it happen again. Now, once that happens and that relationship ends, then you become more resolute not to make the next one have the same thing happen. So, drum roll. So here's my question that's really important. Do you know how the next relationship is going to end?
No.
It's unknown.
It's unknown.
So we don't know what we don't know. Can you say that?
We don't know what we don't know.
So do we know that the next relationship is going to end badly?
We don't.
We don't. You can't control what you can't control. Can you say that?
You can't control what you can't control.
Meaning, I can't control how this relationship is going to pan out. So you can't know what you can't know. Say it.
You can't know what you can't know.
I can't know what I can't know.
I can't know what I can't
No.
know.
And I can't control what I can't control.
And I can't control what I can't control.
Can you close your eyes and say, I can't know? I don't know what I don't know.
I don't know what I don't know.
I don't know how my future relationship's going to pan out.
I don't know how my future relationship is going to pan out.
I can't control what I can't control.
I can't control what I can't control.
So everybody watching, you
Say
can't-
it with us.
Say it with us. Can't know what I can't know. Can't control what I can't control. About anything that you have fear around. You don't know how it's going to pan out, but you think it's going to pan out bad.
And I think the moment that you feel like something's going to pan out, say those things to yourself. You can't know what you can't know, and you can't control what you can't control, so that you can get rid of that concept in
Yeah.
your head.
And so if you can't control what you can't control, and you can't know what you can't know, and you're living in the world of imaginary fear, what do we do instead? Well, what we do instead is we create what we want. So again, Ashley, I'm going to talk about relationships, and I have your entire list of what you want in a relationship.
Yes.
And
But this list is from 2016.
Yes.
So that's about 4 years ago, and I feel like it's definitely has changed.
Well, let's find out.
Okay. We're going to go on this journey right now.
Yeah. So I'm going to go through these. You tell me yes or no. He works and can support himself.
Yes.
So imagine you're creating a picture of somebody that you want in your life. You're not creating a picture of somebody that you're going to meet and try to change them into what you want in your life. You're creating a picture of this person that you want to spend your life with, and they're going to have these qualities. Under the world of preference, meaning you would prefer to have these in a person,
Yes.
we're not going to change somebody into that person. He's single.
Yes.
Well, he could be married. It's important that you say yes
This
or
is
no to these.
interesting. Yeah. Okay.
This is what you told me. He has no kids.
That's changed.
You don't care.
I don't care.
Either way.
Yeah.
Okay. He has a sense of humor.
Yes.
He's accepting of different cultures, sexuality, etc.
Yes.
5'9" and above.
That's changed.
So you don't care.
As long as you're taller than me.
Okay. Believes in a higher power. Spiritual.
Just spiritual.
Okay. He's healthy, athletic.
He doesn't have to be athletic, but at least, healthy.
Stylish, into fashion.
Doesn't matter.
Creative.
Yeah. It's a preference.
Right. These are all preferences.
Yeah. Okay.
Loves to go out and do stuff.
Yes.
Also enjoys staying in.
Yes.
Wants to travel.
Yes.
Lives on their own and open to someday living together.
Yes.
Within 15 miles.
15, 20, 30. Just not in another
Country,
state.
yeah.
We never went to another country,
I
okay?
know. He has a car.
Yes.
Affectionate.
Yes.
Good in bed.
Yes.
You have to think. Mature.
Yes.
Intelligent.
Yes.
Good hygiene teeth.
Yes.
Not sure why that was on that original list. Be okay with 420.
Yeah.
Gets along with his family and yours.
Yes.
Comfortable with himself.
Yes.
He's okay with your career notoriety.
Yes.
Wants to have kids someday.
Yes.
Compatible beliefs.
Yes.
And is goal oriented.
Yes. That's not that hard.
That's not that hard. However, you fell short.
Yeah. Way
short.
Way short.
So this is an example of thinking what you want to create in your new relationship.
Yes.
When we think about what we want to create, our focus is on creating instead of the fear of something bad happening again. Is there anything you'd like to add to the list that I don't have on here?
Loyal.
So that's the beliefs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's where I'm about to go in
Yeah.
and just start thinking of what I wasn't receiving from the last person and what I would want. So
you want truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those qualities.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good time when you think about relationships that you look at your values and really be serious about what you value most in a relationship. And during one of these classes, we'll look at a list of values that you can rank in hierarchy of what's most important to you. And then when you don't live in your values is when you begin to live in fear. So let's do a recap and describe to people what happens in a relationship when fear is the dominant force rather than the love of creating something that you want. and try to use what we learned about the unknown and that we can't know what we don't know. And by the way, when you think about relationships and you think that you don't know how they're going to end up, that allows you the freedom to leave when it's not working. When you think about a relationship that it's going to end and that you're going to hold on to it, damn it, because you're so afraid of losing it again, that's when you hang in there much longer than you should.
Yep.
Your turn.
I don't even know where you want me to go with this.
From your personal experience,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ashley, obviously, you've used this experience to grow.
Yes.
Because this conversation could be very different if you were scarred.
Yes.
This conversation would be you crying about, I'm never going to meet anybody, and if I do, it's going to pan out the same way, and it's me, poor me. What did I do wrong? Because that's typical what people go through. We're 2 weeks out from this.
Yeah.
And we're talking about creating a new relationship.
Yes.
How the hell did you do that?
By really just feeling all the feelings and not letting myself feel guilty, not letting myself allow, like, I did feel disrespected throughout everything that happened, but I reminded myself that I'm the only person who stayed in this relationship, and I could have gotten out of it way sooner than I did, but I'm happy that I got out of it because what this person had did to me is something that I don't tolerate. And to know that I did everything that I could in this relationship and that it wasn't my fault for it not working, it made the process a little bit easier, to be honest. And then my mind would sometimes easily just want to think about how I could have fixed this issue and how I could have prevented this other person from not being loyal in the relationship. And it was this constant battle that I had with myself for the past 2 weeks that I had to just let go and know that I did nothing wrong, and that the way I'm going to be able to move past this is be able to take everything that I've learned and just to encourage this like freedom that I have right now and enjoy it and not put pressure on myself to find a next relationship.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because I think it's important to know that she doesn't have to have another relationship right now. Because she has a list of what she wants in somebody doesn't mean she has to pursue that right now.
No.
And I get that you want to have fun.
Yeah,
and be single.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I quickly made the decision after being in this relationship that I didn't want to be in anything serious for right now. I don't know how long I'm giving myself, but I wanted to just be more comfortable with myself talking to other people and just being myself and not trying to pretend to be someone else or try to mold myself into this person that I think that this person might like better than who I am. So it's just remembering to be myself, my authentic self, and honestly, I enjoy it so much more. And it's very interesting just seeing how I can, when I start talking to other men, I can start to see how they mold themselves for me to like it or for me to be interested. And I'm like, you don't have to sell yourself to me. Like, this isn't a QVC show. Like, it's very interesting now that I've learned this process, how I can read it from the other point of view.
And I think that when you think about our motivation or your motivation for wanting that relationship in the first place was because you were lonely.
Yeah.
You needed
validation,
and you don't anymore.
No, I don't.
Because that was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That you thought, God, I need a relationship and I need validation, and somebody hits you up on Instagram and starts to flirt, and that feels good, and then you're in a relationship for 3 years that compromised who you were.
Yeah.
And that's part of the learning.
Yeah, I definitely learned that. And I'm so much more happier not having that weight on my shoulders, because I definitely felt like I was trying to change this person who didn't want to change. And I just thought that it would help the relationship if he could finally see what it is that I needed. But it was dead long time ago.
So that's it for today.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Until next week?
Until next week. So join us next week when our topic will be preferences versus expectations.
It's gonna be a good one,
It's
you
gonna
guys.
be a good one.
Thank you again for joining us today on our Love You show. We can't wait to see you again next week. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment below. We would love to hear your guys' thoughts and if this work has been helping you through this process. I mean, if you guys have any questions, we would love to hear from you and hopefully be able to answer this to you guys. But again, thank you for being here, and we can't wait to see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.